Chapter 16. He said to his disciples, there was a certain wealthy man who had a manager for his estate. This manager was reported to him as squandering his goods. So he called him in and said to him, "What is this I hear about you? Give a record of your conduct as manager, because you can no longer manage my estate." Then the manager said to himself, "What shall I do? My master is taking my position away from me. I am not strong enough to dig. I am ashamed to beg. I know what I shall do so that when I am removed from my position as manager of the estate, they will receive me into their homes." He summoned each one of his master's debtors. He asked the first, "How much do you owe my master?" He replied, 100 vat jars of oil. So he said to him, "Sit down, change your bill and write 50. Then he said to the next one, "How much do you owe?" He answered, 100 core measures of wheat. He said to him, "Change your bill and write 80. But the master praised the crooked manager because he had acted shrewdly. For the children of this age are more shrewd in dealing with their own kind than the children of light. I tell you, make friends for yourself by means of the mammon of unrighteousness, so that when it fails, they may receive you into the eternal homes. The one who is faithful in the small matters will also be faithful in the greater. The one who is untrusty in the small matters will also be untrustworthy with great responsibilities. So if you have not been proven trustworthy in the use of unrighteous mammon, who will entrust to you the true riches? Moreover, if you have not been trustworthy with what belongs to someone else, who will give you what is your own? No servant can be the slave of two masters, for either he will hate the one or love the other, or else he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money." Now some of the spiritual leaders who were lovers of money heard these teachings and made fun of him. He responded, "You are those who justify yourself in the sight of the people, but God knows what is really in your hearts. What may be highly valued by people will be detested by God. The Torah and the prophets prophesied until Yochanan. Since then the message of the kingdom is proclaimed and everyone is forcing his way into it. So it is easier for heaven and earth to pass away than for one stroke of a letter from the Torah to be cancelled. Everyone who divorces his wife in order to marry another woman commits adultery, but he who marries that woman who is so divorced from her husband commits adultery." Now there was a certain rich man who loved to dress up in purple and fine linen, and to relish a life of luxury every day. A certain poor beggar named Lazar, covered with sores, was laid in front of his gate. He longed to be fed with scraps which fell down from the rich man's table. Even the dogs would come and lick his sores. Now it just happened that this poor man died. He was carried by the angels to Abraham's open arms. The rich man also died and was buried. In hell, where he was being tortured, he lifted up his eyes and saw Abraham far away. There was Lazarus resting in his arms. He called out and said, "Father Abraham, have mercy on me. Send Lazarus to dip the tip of his finger in water and cool off my tongue. Look at how I am being tortured in this fire." But Abraham said, "Child, remember that during your lifetime you experienced your prosperity, but Lazarus suffered misfortune. Now he is being comforted here, and you are in agony. Besides all that, between us and you, there is a deep drop-off which has been put into place so that anyone who wants to go from our side to yours cannot cross over, and also anyone who wishes to cross over from your side to us cannot." So he replied, "Then I plead with you, Father, send him to my father's house, because I have 5 brothers. Let him strongly warn them, so that they will not also come to this place of torment. But Abraham said, they have Moshe and the prophets. Let them listen and obey them. But he answered, they will not, Father Abraham, unless someone goes to them from the dead. Then they will repent. But he said to them, if they do not listen to Moshe and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, even if one should rise from the dead.